Hi guys, welcome to Meadowsweet Farm Fiber Arts Design Studio. I'm going to sit back a little bit. Hi, my name's Bonnie and welcome to Meadowsweet Farm Fiber Arts Design Studio. Today is April the 21st, 2024. So this is a knitting, spinning, weaving, dyeing, natural dyeing, fiber arts, sewing, quilting, bobbin lace, rarely, but occasionally, podcast. So I have lots of things to show you. I tried to film this last week. I wanted to get it out because I'm trying to go on that 2-week schedule. And they're still showing up a little bit, but boy, oh boy, I just have these rings under my eyes. It's the end of the semester. So with all the grading and trying to get everything finished, we've had some nice days. We've had some rainy days. And today it was up in the 60s, high 60s, low 70s. And now it's in the 30s, like 36. So Stephen is out mowing and I just heard the mower stop. So I may have to come back. We'll see. But anyway, I want to start off by showing you some finished objects. Okay, here we go. I'll make them into a neat little stack. So I've made hats. I wonder if that'll be my screenshot. So these are hats that I'm gonna I like to do the farmers markets over the summer and sell my things. I have soap, I have beeswax candles, a couple little baby things, hats, just whatever I feel like making. So these are hats that I made. You know I'm not a fast knitter. So these are hats that I made on a circular knitting machine. So this is all my acrylic yarn stash. Some of this yarn actually came from Stephen's mom and grandma's acrylic yarn stash. So, but it's done on that. This is an Addi. It's the largest 46 needles Addi circular machine. And I think it's the Musselburgh that everybody's making. And it's just a long tube. And you just determine how many rows. About 120 rows is what I've been knitting. And then you just cinch up the top and the bottom part of the tube. And I'm gonna put a pom-pom on here that matches the color of the yarn. So yeah, so we have red. This is pretty soft. And these haven't been blocked yet. And this actually came, this is really thick. And this came from my stash. And I'm trying to think where I got this. I might have got this yarn from Harriet Knox from Autumn House. I doubt Harriet's watching, but if she is, hi Harriet. She's wonderful. So this is nice. It's nice and nubby. I had trouble. These hats take about 20 minutes to make. And they're very, very warm because they're actually, like this one is 3-4 layers thick. That includes the brim. So, but this took me a little bit of time because if you can see all those little nubs, they got stuck on the needles, so I had to go slow. So there's that one. And then I did these two. And what I do is I do two tones on these ones. And I'm going to put pom-poms on these two. That's why these are sticking out, because I have to finish cinching up the tops. But this one I thought was really cool because it is, if you have problems in the wintertime with your ears getting cold, this I made super, super long, and it's actually got, the brim is folded in again on itself. So this is super warm. This would really keep you nice and warm. So I think what I'm probably gonna do, I've been seeing people that are doing the pom-poms with the buttons. So I'm gonna try to find the little buttons, and you know, I just would be afraid if you threw this in the wash, it would be fine. But I think if you kept throwing the pom-pom in, it would get kind of funky looking after time. Okay. So these are my finished objects, yay! Okay. Okay, so let's talk some socks. Let's do sock talk. Okay, so I haven't knit socks in years, and the last couple times that I did make socks several years ago, I think I gave them to Jacqueline, my daughter, I just wasn't happy with them. And I think it was because I was doing everything wrong. So I'm sorry, I've got things tangled up here. So I didn't have the right needle size. I just was kind of winging it. And it just wasn't, they were too, the stitching was too loose. And I think one pair that I made from hand spun, the top of the toes came out, blew out. I wasn't measuring right. I wasn't paying attention. But with the magic of YouTube, I'm now paying a lot of attention, and I'm learning an enormous amount. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not being annoying. I just want to get these wound up so I can show you. And I did have my sock blockers, but I think I left them, I might have left them in Bluefield. Anyway, I have been watching, my inspiration to make socks came from Knit Style, and Sharon showed a pair of striped, self-striping socks that she made in DK Weight. And she had the recipe, she had it on her YouTube channel, which was, you cast on 40 stitches in DK Weight, and she was using US 4 needles, I think US 4. What are these? I'm pretty sure it's 4. But anyway, so, and then she kind of gave the recipe, but I basically did my own thing with the cuff, and started coming down to here till I got to the heel flap. And then I thought, you know what, I need further instructions. So the 2 podcasts that I watched that really, really helped me was Purl Together and Denise from Earth Tone Girls. And you can find there where they do kind of a sock tutorial in their playlist. So, but I started off with Purl Together, and she got me through the heel flap, the gusset, and then picking up these stitches along the sides and knitting all the way to here. And then I started to do my own thing again, being confident and thinking, oh yeah, I can finish these up. These are for Stephen, by the way, so I've been putting them on. They fit really perfectly. He's got a very narrow foot, but I think he wears size 13 and a half. So anyway, I started to finish up the toe, and it was a mess. It didn't look right. So then Earth Tone Girls came to the rescue, and she does a lovely podcast and showed me how to get my stitches in order so that I will have those right and left decreases that come up the toe, and then you do the bind off at the top. And what's really funny, I don't do them together, but I'll knit like the cuff and the leg and the heel flap, and then I do the other one, and then I just kind of go back and forth on the socks. But look, this was from the same bat, it was from the same roving and everything. The fiber came from Harriet Carishire Sheep, Autumn House Farm, and look, whenever she died, I guess I wasn't paying attention. I was just winging it. And so you have purple toes and brown toes. But I really learned a lot. I learned, the one thing that I learned from Purl Together was, and this was one of my pet peeves with making socks. Let me see how good that is in there. Yep. I always had a hole there, right where that little V is for the gusset. And she has you pick up an extra stitch and twist it and knit. And that prevents you from having that hole. But yeah, I'm really super, super pleased with these, and I'm really happy. I think they're gonna fit Stephen beautifully. So, and on my video last week, I was really professional, and I had my sock blockers. These were on sock blockers, and everything looked so nice. But when I'm all finished, then you'll see them on the sock blockers. So yeah, I'm really pleased with these. I think they're turning out great, and it's a really good learning experience for me. And what I'm discovering is all the different varieties of toe shapings and heel shapings, and just all the different things that you can do with socks. It's just amazing. And these are great opportunities to practice different color work stitches. So yeah, I'm really happy that I'm finally back into knitting socks and following the directions. And I've got plenty of yarn left. I think I even have a couple more balls of this. This was, and I know I keep saying this every week because I talk about these every week, but this was Carrie from My Wool Mitten. Every year she does a spin along to knit socks, and this was my last year's. So I kind of started this year's, but I wanted to kind of do a chronology now that I'm getting the hang of this. So yeah, so that's all hand spun. Okay, next up. So I decided to cast on another pair of socks. And I left the other sock. I was looking for it this morning, and I'm like, where's my other sock? and I left it in Bluefield. But this is, so what I did was I cast on again the 40 stitches. No, what I did with this one is I cast on 44 stitches. And I'm using, oh, these are US size 6, 4.0 millimeter, okay? And I think the other ones were a 4 and a 5 that I did this one on. So, so I cast on 44 stitches, and I kind of like a little bit longer cuff, so I did 25 rows, and now I'm doing the leg, and I got as far as on the other sock, as far as the heel flap, and I changed color, and I'm using kind of a really pretty, I'm picking up the tan, and I'm using a tan color for its alpaca, and I think it came from Autumn House Farm. I'm pretty sure it did. It's very, very soft. I'm a little worried because I'm afraid that the alpaca is slippery, so I'm going to have to be careful on coming down the steps or on hardwood floors if I have these on. But this yarn came from Cabin Boy Knits, and I think this is, the colorway is Blue Spruce, which is really, really pretty. It's very soft. So, and I think this is merino, and it's a super wash. Okay, I think it's like 80 merino. Okay, so, and I'm sorry I don't have the other half done. I mean, it's done, but it's just not with me. So, okay, now another little project here. I think it was last year. I have an antique circular sock machine. I don't know what year it was made. And several years ago, I took it to a lady in Ohio, and she gave me the little bonnet that you use to get started, and she showed me how to use it. I came back, I tried to use it. It was a mess. And so I just kind of put it away. And last year, I decided I'm gonna try to make a tube. And I played around with the tension, and it's a 64 needle circular sock machine. And the cylinders are interchangeable. So I ordered another cylinder that's brand new, and it's a 72, and I haven't put it on yet. I hope it fits. So now I'm gonna try to experiment with different toes and all these different things. So what I'm gonna do with these is I'm gonna do an afterthought heel. And Earth Tone Girls Denise does a really nice tutorial explaining how you put those heels in with just the tube itself. So she gives a great tutorial on that. So I will keep you updated on these socks. Okay. Okay, now, last but not least, this has been in my bag, so it's going to look kind of frumpy, but I am finishing up this sweater that I have had on the needles for a year. I made myself one, and this is Loopy Mango, and this is, and the pattern, I've had this in my bag for so long, the pattern's beat up. Pardon my head. And it's got coffee stains on it, and it's ripped, but here's the pattern. So the only thing I have to do is bind off for the shoulders and seam up the shoulders. Okay, and then put the sleeves on. And I looked at the pattern this morning, and this is all the yarn that I have left. And I don't feel like, sorry, my battery's low. I don't really feel like playing yarn chicken with her sweater. So I have mine's in blue and I have about the same. So I ordered another ball. It said only 2, but I think you need 3. So I'll finish up seaming up, and this might do 1 sleeve. I think there's like 20 rows. So I don't think I have enough. So, and I got the front and the back done. So, so hopefully in the next week I can get this finished and get this in the mail for Jacqueline. She tried it on at Christmas just for the length, and it was a teeny weeny bit long, but she said she liked it that way. So, Jacqueline. Okay. Alrighty. Now. Okay, so let me show you some things that, patterns and things that I have had. This jacket keeps falling down, sorry. This couple patterns that I've had that I've really wanted to make. And I know I have so many things on the needles right now. I should just focus on those, but I did want to I guess I'm trying to do things that don't really take a whole lot of time. I guess I'm trying to organize the way that I do my crafting, because when I'm busy with school, it's so disjointed, and most of the time, by the end of the day when I go to sit to knit, I really don't want to think about things. In the morning, I'm really good, and I can do color work charts in the morning and stuff like that, but it seems like those kinds of things, like the color work hat that I did that over Christmas break, and I really enjoyed it. And what I think I'm finding out is I'm not a product knitter. I just like the process. So I like just the whole experience of the yarn, the place where I'm knitting, the time that I'm knitting, if I'm knitting it for someone, the learning steps. I love all of that because it really does clear my mind. And there's been a couple studies, I've been watching some YouTubes about how crafting, and they talk a lot about knitting. I think there was a woman on the Fruity Knitting, one of the Fruity Knitting episodes, a recent one, that talked about how knitting really gets rid of a lot of internal stress. There's just so many things that happen physically and mentally and biologically when you knit. And so I experience all those things with my weaving, with my knitting, if I'm sewing. Of course, I'm excited to finish the project, but I really just like the process. I like the learning. I love the anticipation of casting something new on and picking out the yarns, and just, from the whole process. So I have been looking at these mitts. They're fingerless mitts, and who is the designer? Erica Hauser. And I just love them. I think they're so pretty. So I decided to go with the exact colorway that she used. And sorry for the twinkles. This is Magpie Fibers. And I really like the name of her yarn color choices. So this is 100% superwash merino. And this is their solo fingering. And the brown is Spicy Beaver. And then again, it's their solo. I even like that. Rather than singles, she's calling it solo. And this one is Stag Bunny. So I think these two colors, that's what the picture the designer made the mitts from. So I don't know when I'm going to cast these on. I want to get a couple things like the socks and Jacqueline's sweater and the pom-poms done. So, but yeah. Okay, so we got that. I did get more skeins from Lay Family Yarns. Let me find the other skein. Oh, okay, this is for the socks. Okay, so I'm gonna do the top-down sweet vanilla socks, and this is by Jules from So Sweet Violet, and the Herkle Durkle. So that's in, you know, on my list, my immediate pile of stuff to do. Okay, and what I think I'm gonna do, I don't have the other color here, but I showed it in the last podcast. So I'm gonna make myself a pair and Stephen a pair, and mine are gonna have the pink, or kind of this color, deep ruby color, and Stephen's are gonna be purple toes. So we'll have pink toes and purple toes with the Herkle Durkle. Okay, so sorry for I got all my stuff here. But what I did is I really could also see a pair of mittens. So I'm gonna hold, I found a plain mitten pattern on the internet. I think it's in my library. And I think I'm just gonna hold, this is the Herkle Durkle. What is this? Baby Surrey Alpaca and Mulberry Silk. So it's 74 Baby Surrey Alpaca and 26% Mulberry Silk. And this is Kelly Lay Family Yarn. So I'm gonna make myself just really simple, plain pair of mittens. I thought they'd be really sweet, and I can wear them with my Herkle Durkle socks. Together, I'll match. Be matchy-matchy. Okay, so let's see. The other pattern that I've had for a long time, this is a pattern, I think, I got this at Bluefield Yarn Company when she was in business. And I bought the yarn, and what was she using? Unique Fingering Yarns by Earth Yarns. And I bought the yarns, and Scarlet Kitty chewed through the skein. So the last couple days I was salvaging it, but it was, I wanted to stripe, and I'm afraid because I had to make all kinds of tiny little balls, I'll be able to use it, like maybe in some kind of, I'll have to really pay attention. But I thought, you know, rather than trying to do that, I really like this cowl. I think this would be really cute with a jean jacket. Just a really sweet cowl. And what's really neat about this, I don't know if you can see, but there's little crocheted tassels. So I've crocheted, I just don't know how to read the directions. So I might have to get some assistance here at some point. So I did get the yarn, and I think that's that, but I don't know. The other skein that I'm piecing back together again, it's not quite like this, but when I look at this, I don't know. I think that's the yarn that they used. Let's see if it says. Okay, so that's on my pile of stuff to do. Then the other thing that I saw that I really, really liked is Susan from what is her? Wild Cottage, Ireland. Wild Cottage Knitting. How could I forget that? Hi, Susan. So she, on one of her earlier podcasts, she made this shawl. And this is the Golden Hour shawl by Andrea Knits. And she did it in a whole bunch of different colors, but I think I'm going to try to do this in my hand spun. So I think it'd be a really nice hand spun project. I like all the little baubles. That'll be something new that I'll be doing. So the color work I've done, the lace I've done, the baubles is something new for me. Okay, so the only other thing that I wanted to show you was I bought this yarn. It's hedgehog fiber. It's a DK. And I bought this years ago. In fact, I bought this when the Grocery Girls first started. And I think Tracy made a shawl or something with this colorway that I thought was really pretty. And it's called Teacup. And I think this also came from Hedgehog Fibers. I looked on their website and I was trying to find it, but I couldn't. Hang on here. But I just thought those things would, oh, sorry. Okay. I just thought these colors would look really pretty together. So, let me see if I can, I have another ball somewhere. But this and this together. And I really want another color. I think I'm going to do something with the Helen Stewart shawl, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to start looking through my library and seeing if I can find something that I'll like. But I'm thinking of getting like a maybe even like a color like this would be pretty. So those three colors together, how would that look? Yeah. So, but I love the speckles. I love all the colors in there. So, okay. Well, I think that's it. We're catching up with mowing and getting the grass cut. Easter is gone, done, and this week is finals week, so I'll be finishing up my grading. And we have graduation next Saturday morning, and I just have paperwork things I've got to do. And then I am teaching some summer classes, but I'll be here all summer. And on Samantha's bed, I have a humongous stack of things I want to work on over the summer. I've got a lot of things I want to get finished here, some painting, finishing up, organizing the fabric and the yarns in the basement. And the studio, I just had to put it on hold for just a little bit. I'm trying to get the cabinets painted, and my antique door is almost painted on one side. I've got to make curtains, and the guys have to come out and put the side lights in and hook up the sink. Both spigots, they hook them up and they're leaking somehow. So Stephen's going to take a look at that. But yeah, just trying to get work done and organizing things. So when you're in a hurry and rushing and you don't have much time, you tend to just pile stuff up until you have time. And sorry, my sorry flowers that I've had there. I looked at those and I was like, oh, those don't look too good. So, but other than that, I did want to share with you 2 books that I bought. I am going to be doing some dandelion dyeing. And so I was out yesterday collecting some dandelions, and I got these 2 books. The first book, it was written by Miriam Rice, and the illustrations are by Dorothy Beebe. And this is all about mushroom dyeing. And these 2 ladies did an absolutely, there's a YouTube documentary about all the research and everything that they did to try to get very specific colors. I think they were looking for a blue. And then I think it's Dorothy and her daughter now have a YouTube channel, and they talk about not just mushroom dyeing, but just using plant dyes. And that seems to be where my heart lies. I appreciate all of the different chemical dyes, but the colors that I get from natural dyeing, and just, again, I'm the process person, just going out and collecting, and then the experimentation of seeing what colors you get. I just find that really exciting. So I haven't had a chance to really delve into this, but I'm looking forward to using some of these recipes in here. And let's see, I've been on here for over a half hour. The last one here is, this is by Max Hamrick. And I believe I met Max when I was the curator at Meadowcroft Museum. He's an interpreter. He does natural dyeing at Williamsburg. And this is natural dyeing, the methods that they use at Williamsburg. So I'll just show you a couple pages here. I just love seeing people in costume and doing it. Look at all those colors. I haven't been to Williamsburg. I hope to get there someday. But yeah, there's Max. There's Max. There he is. There's Max. Oh, there you are, Max. So they use the big cauldrons, and that's really exciting. So, so yeah, I'm gonna look through this and find some good recipes in here. And the only other thing, I wanted to share a couple podcasts that I've been watching. I want to get their names right. So, Um, Okay, the first one, Gaina from Tales from Cuckoo Land mentioned her. Her name's Belinda, and she has the Bell and Stitch Knitting podcast. And she's new to knitting, and I think she's new to podcasting. In fact, I'm sure she's been doing it a little while. But she's really sweet. She's very interesting. She has really just a sweet voice and very relaxing. Um, Videos of flowers and things around her and just things that she does. I think one of the last episodes she made some sourdough bread which looked delicious. And then there's one, I think it's called, she is My Own Little House podcast, and she does knitting and spinning. I think she does some weaving, and she made an orange cake, and I definitely want to try that. So I think I'm gonna go because I think if I don't, my battery will die. So I hope all of you have a great Sunday and the rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you in about 2 weeks. So it was nice to see everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. So bye for now. Bye, Mom. See everybody. Bye for now. One quick thing, my students, we did a little program called Threads of Change, and we demonstrated how using natural dyes would help the environment. So we used indigo and did some tie-dyeing. So it was really fun. Thanks for watching.